Hi, and welcome back to the channel. We are continuing Attack on Titan. This is Season 2, Episode 4. Already, just 3 episodes into this season. Completely bonkers what's going on with so many new elements sort of being added to the story with the Beast Titan, everything's going on. And we saw the recruits, of course, going back to some of the villages, where they're from. Saw some of the events there, quite traumatizing. Then there's something going on with this Emir person, and also there's something else about Krista, who she really is. Not like we were totally off, of course, of Krista being like a Titan or a bad guy, because that theory didn't pan out. That was Annie, but still, like there's something there. Really intrigued. Are you ready to jump into it?
Yes.
Yes, let's do it. And you can, of course, always check out our full-length reactions where you can sync up the footage with your own copy of the episode. We also have early reactions for Attack on Titan at the moment, where we are several episodes ahead. It's all over on Patreon, and the link is down in the description below. And here we go. Soldier. Oh yeah, that fucking thing climbed the wall. What the hell are they doing? Oh yeah. These guys are trapped, but 2 hours earlier, okay.
Earlier.
A lot of minor time jumps. And that's Utgard Castle, yeah.
こんなところに古城があるなんて知らなかったよ。
おい見ろよ、こんなもんまだったぞ。
ゲルが、それは酒か。
Is that booze?
もし本当に壁が壊されていないとするなら、巨人はどこから侵入してきているのでしょうか。
それを突き止めるのは明日の仕事だ。
もしかしたら当初想定したほどのことにはなってないんじゃないでしょうか。
Maybe it's worse.
コニー、お前の村はみんなうまく逃げたみたいで、それだけは良かったんだけど。
Or maybe they're the Titans.
村は壊滅したんだろ。もし食われてたら、その血とか跡が残るもんだろ。それがないってことは、つまりそういうことだろ。
That's the only explanation.
Emir knows something, right?
自力じゃ動けねえ体で、なぜか俺の家で寝てやがった。そんでよ。そいつがなんだか母ちゃんに似てたんだ。
Yeah, and tell them what it said.
お前の母ちゃん巨人だったのかよ。コニー、お前がバカだって知ってたけど、こりゃ逆に天才なんじゃねえか。
Wow,
That's a
she's inappropriate.
weird reaction.
驚いたな。女の方に興味があるようには見えなかったんだが。
ああ、お前も男の方に興味があるようには見えんな。コニーの村の件だが、お前わざとはぐらかしたよな。できればその調子で続けてほしい。あいつが家族のことで余計な心配をしねえように。
I was about to say there could be that angle as well, deliberately trying to make him think about something else.
俺は缶詰か。なんだ、この文字は俺には読めない。ニシンって書いてあるのか。お前、よくこの文字が読めたな。ユミル、お前。
You're what?
Convenient.
The fucking timing. Here we go. Fuck, come on, guys. Oh, those were some tiny titans. Oh no.
巨人が入ってきてる。中に戻ってバリケード作って防いで。でもやることはいつもと同じさ。生きてるうちに最善を尽くせ。いいね。了解。待てよライナー、待つんだ。いつも真っ先に一番危険な役回り引き受けやがって。悪い癖だ。
Well, he is very, very capable. I just really don't want anything to happen to him.
To anyone. anyone.
To any one of them, yeah.
こんな古い木の扉なんて簡単に破られるだろう
Oh,
な。
there's something down. Run!
Who was that?
Clearly someone from his past.
Yeah, someone very important to him.
Yep.
Whoa!
Whoa, nice.
Okay, they're just gonna roll it down the stairs and oh fuck yeah, move! Did that
う
do
ま
it?
くいったみてえだな、奇跡的に。
うなじそいでみるか。
やめとけ。
入ってきたのは一体だけとは限らないし。
Connie, 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 Connie. Stop doing that. He did exactly what he's. No, 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 no. Dude!
Strong!
そいつごと飛び降りる気か。
Don't. No, no.
No, kick it out, kick it out. Get it out, get it out. Exactly, thank you.
There we go, Emiya. Thank you. At least it's not like zombies when they bite you, you get infected or anything like that.
Well,
I
no,
think.
no.
あとは添え木と包帯が。そうだ。ごめんね。こんな汚い布しかなくて。ごめん。
いや、助かる。結婚しよう。
There it is again.
Yeah.
私も手すりむいちゃってさ。
は？そんくらい唾つけとけ。俺、お前に助けられてばっかだな。そういや兄にも命張って助けられたよな。いつか借りを返さねえと。
別にそりゃ
He knows nothing about
普通
any.
のことだろう。
Of course.
兵士なんだからよ。
ライナーって昔からこうなのか。
いや、昔のライナーは戦士だった。
なんだそりゃ。
Before he was a warrior, now he's a soldier. There is a difference. Can be.
さすが調査兵だ。他の兵士とはわけが違うってことか。
Yep, they are cleaning up.
Yeah,
But something's gonna happen. Yeah, you're right. No.
someone's thrown big rocks.
Oh no.
Or
What the f...
そんな。
あの獣の巨人の仕業に。
and even more.
多数接近。さっきの倍以上の。
Oh my god, fuck.
巨人が作戦行動でも取ってるようなタイミング。
It is. Yeah. That motherfucker.
ガスが燃え尽きる。
New shit.
もう塔が持たねえな。なんでもいいから酒が飲みてえな。すまねえ、ならばもう力入んね。
No.
It was empty? Oh no. Poor guy. Can't even get a drink. Oh, that's so creepy.
いねえよ。あんまりじゃねえか。誰だよ、これ全部飲みやがったやつは。
What the fuck are they gonna do?
いたい。
あの上官たちはお前の自殺の口実になるために死んだんじゃねえよ。
そんなつもりは。
いつもどうやって死んだら褒めてもらえるかばっかり考えてただろ。コニー、さっきのナイフを貸してくれ。ありがとよ。
何に使うんだよそれ。
これで戦うんだよ。
ユミル、何するつもりだ？
クリスタ、思い出してくれ。雪山の訓練の時にした約束を。
Promise?
お前、胸張って生きろよ。約束だぞ、クリスタ。
What?
Yeah, she's gonna turn. Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, I knew it.
I thought about it, that being an option, but I just didn't want to say anything out loud, and then... Wow, yeah, she really surprised me in this one. Like, she can come off as being quite insensitive, but it seems like it's tough love a lot of the time, and trying to look out for people, just doing it in a different way than what we're used to seeing. And then, yeah, we knew there was something more about her. And yeah, another Titan, another human who could turn themselves into a Titan. And hopefully she can save the rest of them by doing what she just did. But damn, I'm excited to get into the next one. Well, that was episode 4, titled Soldier. Spent the majority of the time with like the same people in the same location. We actually haven't done that a lot, at least in the previous episodes from this season. It's been jumping around a lot and then focusing on like a bit more on some people than others. But in this one is exclusively with the recruits and then some of the scouts as well, who had to in the end give up their lives to protect the recruits. It was really tough to watch this one. It was just so intense all the way through, and you really feel for these characters. You don't want anything to happen to any of them, but they are in such a shitty situation that something was bound to happen. But at least we didn't lose any of the recruits so far, even though it looked like we were about to lose Rainer for a second there, and I was like, no fucking way, please don't. Please don't. But no, they were able to get that smaller-ish Titan out. What did you think about this one?
There was a lot of information, a lot of things happening, like tiny
details,
hints.
And hints. Yeah.
It was kind of a little bit hard to. I think the focus was a little bit all over the place. Like then we thought maybe there was something with Rainer and his background, and or at least that's what I thought that this episode was going to be about, because we saw these flashback situations to when someone saved Rainer.
Yes.
And died in the same way that he saved Connie.
But didn't die.
Yeah. And then someone asked about Rainer, like how they asked Bertolt about how Rainer was as a kid or like early on, and I just felt like then that was going to be about Rainer primarily, but then there was also all of this stuff with Ymir and the whole thing with the food on like with the canned goods, food, like with some language that
that was interesting. Where does that come from? What part of the world is that from? Why did Ymir know how to read that? And Rainer definitely noticed, but it was one of those cases where like they just got that whole conversation just ended abruptly because they got attacked. But you have a theory, it seems like.
You remember how I read into Ymir's name? Mm-hmm. How Ymir was one of the first, if not the person that actually gave birth to like the first people. It's I don't know if it not necessarily like the first people, but we know like the people of Ymir and stuff like that. And I cannot help but think, since it might have been maybe some old language, like pre walls and everything, and maybe it's just like a very select few that are still able to. Now we know that she's able to transform.
Yep.
So what if is she with or against, or like is she with the faction that Annie is also a part of?
Yeah, or do they come from the same place? Do they have some sort of a similar background? Who are these other people who seem to have like another language, and where do they come from? I can't stop thinking about, or at least I equate it to, like, when we watch or if we experience a story that's taking place in sort of a post-apocalyptic setting, you will get like those remnants of like the old world or something like that, where the language is different and they can't really make, okay, so what is this device even, or something like that, that you'd see in a game like Horizon Zero Dawn, which I'm playing at the moment. You played it.
We recently watched Planet of the Apes, like the back from 69, right? 69? 68. 68. Yeah. So that, I think they did something similar also, with like where they saw something from the old world and they were like,
and arguing what it is and what sort of function it had. And
exactly.
It just reminds me in a sense of that. So Emilia and other people are of this like older world, older civilization that, of course, like that civilization maybe was inhabiting like a lot of like the lands maybe, and then everything happened with the Titans, and then we got, you know, the walls and forming like a new society, but there was an older society before everything happened, and they're more closely linked to the Titans in some way, and yada yada yada. But it's difficult to sort of say right now, for right now at least, that's what happened, but we're getting more hints, we're getting more clues about certain things, and then trying to sort of connect the dots, and it feels like we got a bunch of those in this episode in particular. And it also seemed like just beyond the canned food, there was also something about the writing on the bottle as well, maybe, because they never really found out like exactly what kind of alcohol it was, or maybe that's just it's at least, it's an old castle.
Yeah, and they were like, it was like contraband, and they were like, there's been people here before us,
Yes,
like, recently.
Yeah, like bandits and so on. And where do they necessarily then come from?
Yeah, are you sure that's bandits?
Yeah,
maybe they could be these people, this other faction of humans that is just, they're just basically operating from the shadows. I don't know, but you know, like something of that sort, you know.
Yeah. Or maybe like humans are a relatively new race in this lore, and like before the humans it was actually Titans and Titan-ish humans.
I'm still gonna stick with my theory that Titans are made from people, like from humans.
But maybe like those humans that are connected to the Titans, that they were the ones who were inhabiting the lands and the planet, like before like the straight up humans who can't turn into Titans. But I don't know. It's just a thought. But let's maybe look at with Rainer then, because you mentioned, and we thought that we were going to be focusing maybe a bit more on him, but we still got some stuff with him, and the flashback where someone saved him, and then he did the same thing to Connie, and it was definitely some person who meant something to him. And then Berthold said this thing about Rainer being a warrior before, and the title of the episode is Soldier, and they also talked about what it means to be a soldier, and there's a difference there, and I think that's the point they were trying to make, is he was just, you know, he was always good at fighting and good at like taking charge and so on, but he was maybe just fighting for himself, whereas a soldier, you fight for the people around you. You fight for something.
And
a warrior,
with someone, right?
And with someone, most of the time. A warrior doesn't necessarily have to fight for something.
They just fight.
They just fight. Like, you can be a soldier and a warrior at the same time, I guess. But if you do being a warrior doesn't necessarily mean that you're also a soldier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're not mutually
exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get what we're trying to say here. That was at least, I think, a point they were trying to make. And then we also got a little bit more with Krista. At least just the whole falling in love with the Krista thing, and
marry her.
Raina once again was like, I'm gonna marry her.
But I thought it kind of confusing, because with the whole canned food scene.
Yeah, I think
he said, you're not looking for guys, and she said, you're not looking for.
You don't seem. Ymir said to Raina, you don't seem interested in girls, and he shot back with, well, you don't seem interested in guys either. And I think we both took it as, well, okay, maybe they're not, like, Raina is just not into, like, women, really. Like, he's just more into guys.
I forgot
and
the whole thing
Ymir
with Krista.
Yeah, because he said it earlier when she came with the horses, and like they all sort of fell in love with her at that point. So my mind went in that direction as well. And then when we got the flashback, I thought maybe the person who sort of sacrificed himself to save Raina, that was like a previous romantic interest, love. Yeah. But, or maybe he's bi. Like, I don't know.
He can definitely be bi, but then you would be interested in girls also, and everything in between. So it's just I know. It's I was just confused. It could also just mean that they're simply not interested in romances at the moment,
because
at least.
of everything that's going on, which is also very understandable.
They could also be aces. So like an ace is a word of, like, it's how people who are asexual how they refer to themselves. But I also saw that Ymir was talking about, like, when he had his arm broken and all that, then Ymir was like, please help me, I also got something.
Yeah. I also want Krista to sort of take care of me here. So
maybe she is interested in.
Yeah, well, maybe like they're just not trying to think about it or focus on romance, but when someone like Krista is right in front of you, and apparently she's just so amazing and beautiful and sweet, then you can't help but just fall in love with her a little bit. So yeah.
And what you said about with the tough love from Ymir, I do think that sometimes she can be very inappropriate, and she definitely knows something. And I think that the reason why she was just almost mocking Connie, it could have been because she knew what was going on, but didn't want to say anything, and didn't want him to start guessing things. And then when she just, like, blurted out, and,
I thought about that as well, that she was trying to, like, steer him away from that train of thought. And it could be because she was like, I care about you, I don't want you to go down that road just yet, or I don't want you thinking about it because it's something I know something about and I want to keep it a secret. Or
it's definitely fishy, and it's set up like all the things that we're questioning. It's on purpose. Like, it's the way that it's set up, it's clearly on purpose. Whether it's a red herring or not, it's on purpose. So all the questions that we are asking right now, that most of you guys out there watching this, that you are, like, the answers to. You have the burden of knowledge, or the gift of knowledge, depending on your point of view. We don't. So while it might seem clear to you because you are on the other side of, like, knowledge, these are all the questions that we're asking right now because we're supposed to, because it's given away like that.
Exactly. And it doesn't mean that we've made up our minds about certain characters. Like, we can always change our minds when we get new information. And again, I think this series, this show, it's very deliberate in, like, the information that it's giving out, and the pacing, all of that.
Yeah, and the minute I started, like, I was really expecting Ymir to turn. I think that was when Krista started, like, wanted to die a heroic death or something. That was where the seed was planted with me. I was just like, It's not Krista. It's
Yeah. Something's gonna happen, and we know also Ymir is looking out for Krista and has been doing it for a while. And they made some sort of promise to each other on a snowy mountaintop, or
that
when
she
they
was
were
not
training.
able to remember, apparently. So
yeah, but at least Ymir is very much willing to risk her own life and jump out there. And I would also, if I had that power, it would be more willing to jump out there and start fighting the Titans instead of just me and a knife. that would suck. But I just want to get into the next one now.
Me too, yeah.
And see what the hell is going to happen, if we're going to pick up right where it left off and we're going to see Ymir taking out these Titans. Most likely going to spend some time with some other characters then in the next episode.
Always like that, yeah.
But I also want to see, with the Beast Titan, we got a little bit of the Beast Titan in this one. It was certainly commanding these other Titans, and there was a strategy about it, the way that it was doing it, and it threw that fucking rock. And then after that, climbed down on the other side of the wall, and it's gonna do something. But do you have anything else you want to add to this one? Beyond the fact that the people who did sacrifice themselves. I'm sorry, I don't remember all the names, but just all of those deaths, they've actually really hurt. Even though I can't remember all of their names, they still had an impact on me, and then their deaths had an impact on me, and the way that it happened it's just not fair. As he said.
Yeah, he just really wanted a bit of booze and he didn't get it.
One last fucking drink. Can't even get that. No. Come on, world. What the fuck?
Yeah. They might also hurt less if he was intoxicated. But also, I was a bit I couldn't help but wonder about when short blonde hair, when she was being
Nanaba or something. I think something like that.
Yeah.
Nanaba. Yeah.
Nanabe?
Maybe.
Nanabe?
Short hair, blunt.
Yeah.
Yes. Go.
She was screaming out and saying something like, "Father, don't do it. I promise I won't do it again." Stuff like that.
I think maybe she just went completely into just traumatized and hurting and going into past memories, maybe.
Yeah, something like
she
had
that,
at
that point her leg had already been bit off, and it
Yeah.
was oh fuck yeah, that was tough to watch.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. But that's gonna do it for this reaction and review of Attack on Titan Season 2 Episode 4. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and we'll see you very soon. Bye.
Bye.